Hello all, this is another DAZI video. I'll be showing you how to do shortcuts on the controller of like how you want to do stuff and how to move things a lot easier. Like one is when you have all your archers put together, you can do control and then a number on your keyboard so that when you go back and you press that number that you controlled onto, it will actually select all of them for you. So like right now, I did this control 1. Now all those units will be on 1, so when I press 1, I will get them all back. You can do that from 1 all the way up to 0, so you can have 10 control groups, and this is very important when you want to move quickly, because you can have all your archers in range onto, like, let's say a couple control groups. So like whenever you want to back, instead of being like, okay, let's move. Oh, see, you're messing up already. You could be just like this, and you've done the same amount of work. So it's very important to have that. We'll put them back. Another one is if you want them spread out, which I don't really know why you would ever want it like this unless it's like priests. What you can do is right click, you want to then shift and right click again. I normally do something like that, and it will actually huddle them all together, and then you can press pause whenever you want to. Another one is for setting up archers. So what I like to do is I like to get the most corner one that I can, collect all of them, and then just kind of spam click this one, and it will not do a perfect job, but it will do a somewhat okay job. Or you can just grab a couple and keep pushing them into it, instead of just doing one at a time. That's how I like to group up my archers a lot easier. And same thing with like shieldmen, you can do the double click thing. So you right click first, then you shift click, and whenever you do shift, that makes the next order of that unit that you want to do. So whenever you just right click normally, that's just their first order. But once you start shifting, that will be its next order. So you can actually shift click hold when you move them as well. And once they come here, they will be on hold. But like this guy, we'll do this one. So see how he's not on hold? I shift clicked it hold. I'm not going to do anything on him. I come back to him and he's on hold. So you can actually shift click the hold, or you can shift, so click this guy here, then shift click attack. He'll move here and then attack. That's really important for zombies when you want to move them, like when you want to push them through. Like if your zombies here, you can make them move here and then attack afterwards so they're behind enemy lines when you've broken through. So that's one of the important ones, and that makes it a lot easier. One that's I like to do a lot of the time is when you have a hero and you get a standard bear. When you have an item on the standard bear, I know that sometimes it sucks kind of click like the item onto the hero. So what you can do instead is you can actually just go like this and click on the hero on the side, and he will run down and go right to your hero and drop the item off. And on top of that, what you can do is if you have multiple items on this guy, this is where shift clicking comes in. You do the first item like normal, then you shift and then click on the hero and then shift click him back, and you can know that it's the next order because of that flag. Every time you do it, there'll be a flag that goes down, so that's what I'm talking about. It'll be the next order. But that's important because you can do items from the start. You can buy them with your lieutenant, shift click them onto your hero, and then shift click them back here to item shops to buy more items. And if you don't know how important items are, you should watch my item guide because they are very helpful, especially when you play with better players. So yeah, we know how to do control groups, how to do shift clicking. Another one that we want to do is, let's say you have a bunch of mix-up units like this. I should have gone over this first. If you want all the same type of units on the screen, you press Control and you left click them. So Control, left click them, and you will select all of them that you want. If you just go like this, and let's say you want 3 footmen and 3 archers, you can actually shift, left click them, takes them out of the control group in here. And then if you want to pick people up, you can actually shift click them on here, and that will add them to the group. So if you just do left without the shift, you just click that one unit. But if you do it with shift, you can kick them out, or add them into it. And then if you want to be really fancy, you can add these shieldmen. You press Control and Shift at the same time, and you can pick up, like, let's say these pikemen. And it'll add all the pikemen onto it together. And that can make it easier to pick up groups. Or let's say, like, you have a bunch of priests over here, and you just want to pick one priest out of the group, or a couple priests that are low mana. So you can shift click the priests that are low mana, take those priests out, and you still have all the priests here rather than just doing one at a time. You can shift click them. It can save you a lot of work. Same with doing control on them, and it will select all the units at the same time. And while you do control, I like to find it a lot easier to make my groups after the control as well, so that you always have them picked. It's like archers, you can use attacks or easier to back them up. Going back to that hero thing, I forgot to add. If you want to micro your frost armor on your hero, instead of doing this and then picking your hero, you can actually do the same thing at the items and click it on here for the hero, and it will do it on him. Same thing with teal, because a lot of people like to do this one. You can do it with this guy, and you can do it that way, instead of having to click it and click on the wrong person. You can do it right on the left side, and it is a lifesaver. Makes it a lot easier. Same with this ability, you can click it on here. It will activate on him. Those are all the shortcuts that I know for right now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.